Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Now it's Tuesday is request day, and I don't mind admitting that I prejudged this map. But I don't think I'm alone in that, because it's twice been up for the BonBonB vote over on Patreon for that Friday map review slot, and twice it has been completely overlooked. It's now the longest waiting map on the request list. It's actually not half bad. Okay, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing map you'll ever see, a little bit simplistic maybe, but it's actually a good map, and good maps deserve to be rated, as do good shows, if you know what I mean. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Today's map is Zim Harbor. That's Zim with an M and then Zim with a double M. Don't mix them up, it could get very, very messy indeed. Okay, let's have a look at that start square. Now, if anything, it might be a little bit overworked. Of course you can delete it. But it might be. Resources look like this, very solid, very bold, very definitive. You know where your ore is. That's all you need to know. And off to the workshop. It is a mass transit DLC map. You will need that. There's an extra road and rail to subscribe to, plus a tree. I will be using the not so rocky map theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT because, and there's a little bit of a write-up, but not too much. So anyways, this is what it looks like, and it is a little bit ordinary visually speaking. Is it a flat map? Moderately flat. Now they have added in a little bit of mountains, it does say in the descriptions, in the description even, to add a little bit of variation, a little bit of interest. We'll see those mountains a little bit later. There's your start intersection, not your start square. Don't know where I am at the moment, and it seems pretty solid. I'd rather these were a little bit slicker, these off ramps, but they're not the worst by any stretch of the imagination. It's not too much of a hard turn off there, and in terms of the heights and the pillar positions, everything is pretty fine. Now this down ramp, I'm a bit worried that with this wall on the left, we won't be able to check the road for oncoming traffic as we check over our shoulder. I'm about to merge into the highway. We look over our shoulder. Oh, got a really good view. Do you know what? I think it's safe to pull out. And we're not going to get... This is good. I was going to mark down the map for that. I'm looking for any reason. It's okay. It could, like I say, it could be a little bit slicker, but it's not bad at all. Next intersection again, when we get to it, I think, my personal opinion, is just a little bit loose. Again, nothing wrong with it. Nothing to mark it down on at all. I just feel it looks a little bit just open, takes up a bit too much space for what it is. That's a personal thing, and again the ramps are a little bit angled, so you're going at high speed and you have to slow down to leave the highway, and the same again coming onto the highway. You have to take a fairly harsh right turn to get onto the highway, and it's just a minor grubbles really. Next intersection, we will be taking a little turn here at some point. We come up, have a little look at it. Nothing too wrong with that one. Just lacks a bit of polish. Nothing wrong with it at all, and I'm not criticising because it's fine. It's at least as good as the intersections I make. I'm no Harry's Andy. I'm no Augusting Navy, and to be fair, I don't think Zimm is either. But nothing wrong with their work at all. Coming down towards the start square now, this is where we are into the city centre, so hence we've got the underground passage there, and now we're going into the ditch. This is the dugout area. It comes down a little bit to allow for the bridges to stay level, and we've got the sound barriers. I don't mind them too much because this is actually the city centre, so I'm buying the sound barriers on this highway, which is sunken. There's the word I'm looking for, sunken highway. I knew it would come and get me in a minute, and it sure did. So anyway, that's what your start square looks like. You can work all around that. It's definitely great for a downtown area, I would suggest. Somewhere though for your suburbs would be one of these fellas. Yes, and this is the first time, a first appearance for Dryas the Younger on what map with any of their assets. And this one, the K54 Low Residential, is a great first asset. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is new talent, guys. Love it. Factoids, because factoids, I have a factoid here. I had one written down. I've lost it. Sea bass. There we are. Sea bass, the fish, are females until their 5th year, when many of them become male. See, the trans community are even under the sea now. They're getting everywhere, I tell you. There's something for everybody, even the sea bass. Anyway, there you go. It's the K54 Low Residential by Dryas the Younger. That I really, really like. Well done. Lovely. Shall we do some roads? I think we should do some roads. Let's go back to where we were. Let's take a little trip down the avenue here. Lovely vanilla trees on the avenue. There. let's not get too. I'm not marking the map down on vanilla trees along the avenues. I mean, it's fine. It's fine for what it is. And 4 years ago, we were really happy with it. So let's not get too grumbly, shall we? And around here, onto the bridge. Let's have a look at the bridge. Make sure the bridge looks... Oh, look at this. Absolutely lovely. Up onto the bridge here. And the suspension bridges go. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Lovely vanilla work there. And we come back down. I even like the link road to bring it back down to the avenues. It's all very nice. Now we're going out into the countryside, so we're down to national roads here, and not sure if there's going to be anything much to see down here. What we got? We've got this little low bridge cutting down here through. It's all tidy, very, very tidy. It's all very, very tidy. Now here's something. That little elevated section there, what do you think? Does that want to be elevated, or would it be better as an embankment? What do you think? I think embankment. Let me see if I can remember how to use which is the road. Make sure we're using the right road first of all. Using net picker from Netflix. Electrics even. The net picker from Electrics, not Netflix. Oh dear. Anyway, there we go. That's as simple as it is. And I think the embankment looks a bit better. Don't think it's a little bit of a hump in there as well. I think that could be just tidied up a little bit more. But yeah, I think these elevated sections, all well and good. I think if you're going to get any sort of clearance underneath them, but there's no clearance going on there, so they just look, even if it's just a couple of feet or something like that, it makes a bit more sense. But not the way that's been done there. Nice bridge, by the way. Now we're heading through some rough jungle area down towards the sea, and it's a really nice beachfront on this map. I've got to tell you that, and there's a lot of it. So if you're looking to do something with a big beachfront, maybe casinos and all that sort of stuff, this could be maybe the map that you're looking for. What about the rail? Well, it's a pretty flat map. There's not going to be too much wrong with this in terms of elevations. If anything, it's a little bit dull, but hey, you can't always have these intricately designed, beautiful, highly detailed maps. Sometimes the lesser detailed maps is just what you need. And I've got a feeling I'm going to be using this map at some point in the future. It seems ideal for tutorials, possibly more so than my very own St Catherine's Point, which has a limited build area, and this has got huge amounts. I think I might be returning to use this one on a couple of occasions. We'll see how it goes. Now, these trees, are they overhanging the tracks? I know catenaries. I was just worried about whether they'd be too low for the cab of the train. The cab of the train's going at 120 kilometers an hour, and it hits a branch, then it's going to break the window. And no, these are fine. These are perfectly fine. No problems with that at all. Follow it along this way. Where are we going now? We're going we got under the road. Under the road. Is that high enough? Looks it. Actually, the closer you get, yeah, that's plenty high enough. Lovely. And we'll just follow it along at rail level now, just to make sure we haven't got any one of those hidden slopes, the ones that it looks flat, but when you get down here, it's actually quite steep. But that doesn't appear to be the case. I'm quite happy with this. As long as we don't come across any bridges. If we come across a rail bridge, we'll actually drop through it. I'll just keep an eye open. Try and stay on these tracks for you if I can. A little bit of a BonBonB steering. I don't want to go off the rails now. Oh, look. Can you see what I can see in front of us? Yes. Join in, everybody. Let's do it. It's everybody's favourite factory. And, oh, there's the bridge. Okay. Right. Anyway, that's all good. And we come down here. We've got some sidings in front of everybody's favourite factory. And you know what? It's time for that intermission.
Are you fed up with random vanilla buildings spawning in random locations? Do you want a specific type of building in a particular zone? Then you need the beginner's guide to theme management. Click the information button below.
And back to Zim Harbor by Zimm with a double M. Shipping routes. I've got no grumbles with this. We've got shipping route fine. Then we've got one of these little triangular things which are very pleasing to see. Could be bended better, but I'm not. You would never notice. You'd never notice. Stop moaning. And then we got this little route comes up here and a few little dead ends there and there. So that's all good. Now, I knew that the water flow on this map was going to be its letdown. I just knew it. Because look at this river. And, well, actually it does have water flow on this river. So ignore what I just said there. But down here, as we get down towards the start square, which is down here, you'll notice, well, actually, we've still got water flow. Yeah. Okay, right. Well, let's have a look at it. Still good enough water flow there. If you look up here, this is the other river, the supplementary river. And, well, actually, that's got water flow as well, all coming downstream. The only area somewhere around here is, you can see we've got water flow still going downstream, but here we've got water pushing in from the edge of map. So somewhere around about middle of the map there is a null area where there might be sewage collection, but it's a large area, so you should be good. Right, so overall it's a good builder's map, isn't it? It's a very good builder's map. The tree placement, it's kind of stylized, but realistic. Let's put the terrain lines on. You look at these. These are actually worked into the valleys. It's not a strong valley. It looks flat, but you can see the terrain lines. They are there, and these are genuinely well thought out trees. They're just not plopped down anywhere. These are worked into the terrain, and I am suitably impressed. Well done, Zimm. I never expected to see that. I mean, I saw the stylized tree placement, but they actually are worked into the terrain, which is good. We have got this long island down here with lots of, it's a little bit more hilly than the mainland, which is fine. It's still workable. And then down here we have got this glorious beach that goes on forever and ever and ever. And we've got this decorative line of trees along the side of the road there. Now, in the past, I have moaned about having decorative trees where you've got forests directly behind. But I think in this occasion, it works because I've got a scenic front and it just makes a bit more sense to me. We do have, the essential lighthouse. Now, I have forgotten to switch off prop snapping, but it is a bonus because it does mean that I can show you the floating rocks. On the completely vanilla map, that would not be a problem at all because we would just assume that you're playing a vanilla game. But there are custom assets on here, and so therefore I'm going to make a note that if you want to do a detailing build on this map, you may want to remove all of the rocks and standing stones, or use my little fix that you will have seen on the weekend for the prop snapping. So yes, what do we think of this map then? Oh yes, I promise you these mountains. Yeah, I'll save these till last because if anything, do you know what I'd like to do with these mountains? and this water spawn point here. Let's get the smoothing tool and just flatten them all out. I don't feel they add anything to the map at all. I know why they've been put in, to give a little bit of backdrop, but genuinely they don't do anything. I mean, that hill there, that in the middle of the screen now, that one's all right. I don't think I would have gone anything higher than that, to be honest with you. Don't think it's needed. It's not part of the actual map terrain in real life, and so I just feel that those are, well, yeah, surplus to requirements. Get the big old smoothing tool out and flatten them out a little bit. That's what I'd suggest. So anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count as we use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. I think it deserves to be. Genuinely. I don't know what else is coming this month. I do not know what's coming this month, but I do know that I think this map deserves to be in that top 10. Aesthetically, it's not very pleasing. It's not. It's average, isn't it? It's very vanilla-esque, very flat, very dull. Where it might have been pushing towards 4 stars, I think those hills take it away. It's a 3-star map. Detailing across the whole, pretty fine. Pretty fine. Not superbly outstanding, but definitely slightly more than 3 stars. I think it earns just a low 4th star. 4 stars for detail. Gameplay potential, oodles. I'm going to make the issue with the prop snapping, of course, with the floating rocks. So if you're playing as a detailer, then this can't be a 5-star map. But if you're playing as a vanilla player, it could be. I'm going to mark it down to the 4th star because there is doubt. I do not know what you're going to play as. So 4 stars for gameplay potential. But do you know what? Very rare for 11 stars. I'll need the BonBonB seal of approval on this. I like it enough. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And there don't appear to be that many floating rocks. So removing them wouldn't be the world's hugest issue. But it'll still be a job. So there we are. And who needs extra jobs when you want to play a map, eh? There we go. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Old map on the screen now. Go and check that one out if you can. The Steam chart show on the screen now as well if you missed it on Sunday. The best 20 assets from last week's workshop. And I'll see you tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.